All right, hey guys, Jason here. We're back up here at Vaden Pooler in Pooler, Georgia. Vaden Chevy, right next to Tanger Outlet Malls here. Perfect place. But we are looking, we got a bunch of ZR2s on here. Look at ZR2, 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 ZR2 Bison Edition, ZR2, couple Trail Bosses. We got a lot of Colorados up here, 2025s. But this one particular has an interesting feature on it that I think is pretty cool. However, it does bum me out a little bit, but I do like the concept. Okay, here's your standard ZR2 front end, Look at this one. Now, when this came out in 2023, they had what was called a Desert Edition in 2023. It was a $10,000 extra option for that package. Put it into perspective. Right now, today, for $10,000 more, you can go from a ZR2 to the ZR2 Bison with 35s. We'll talk about this truck in the next video here a little bit more, but this front end was on that Desert Edition. The only way to get this was part of the Desert Edition package, which was a $10,000 add-on. For 2025, they gave us this as an option. So what is this? This is a bumper. It is winch ready. So you can see right there, it's where your fair lead bolts in and goes. And here's your winch. It goes right there. Winch sits right in behind here. You have a integrated light bar built into this. So you got a light bar right here. And you got this kind of heavy duty bull bar set up, brush guard on the front of this thing, which I think is a beautiful thing because the front of this truck is zero protection. Nothing protecting the front of this. This is all plastic. Nothing is protecting this truck at all. Where here, you at least get some of that protection. You get the winch capability, and then these are for you to be able to run fog lights, okay? Airport here, like I said, you can easily fly here right into Savannah, cheap tickets. Come buy this truck, buy anyone you want here, like I said, good people. But so I like this setup on here a lot. I really do. However, there are some things that concern me. Okay, that's probably not too expensive or too heavy wise if we look at the back. Kind of hollowed out, as you can see as I put my camera in here. So durable, but yet simple. Okay, nothing crazy, so it's not a lot of weight. But now if you go put a 90-pound winch on this thing too, hanging off the front of the truck, that is going to be very noticeable weight-wise, suspension-wise. So I think if they were offering this, we should have been getting upgraded springs. It's kind of a cop-out to give you the winch-ready front bumper, but know that you're going to have to replace shocks on it. And knowing that these are DSSV shocks, these are very expensive DSSV shocks that are in this. You can see them here. Right there, very expensive setup. And you're going to have to respring them to handle that kind of weight on a midsize on this truck to put that winch hanging off the front. It's going to be you may not have to. Me personally, I would, because I would hate the wallow that I would get out of this thing with that weight of that winch in the front. It would be upsetting. But I do like the concept. What are they charging for this? How much is this package? Just for that front setup. If we come over here, we look at it, 25 ZR2, we look at the standard options, then we go right here. Off-road bumper package, $4,000. Pod lamps, 30-inch off-road grill light bar. That's the one inside of that thing, and that is it. $75 for the Turbo Max emblem. Okay, but $4,000 is what they are charging for this front bumper. $4,000 for that setup. No offense, but they bumped their head. That is ridiculously crazy, stupid expensive as far as I'm concerned for that front setup on here. And basically, you can see where the fog lights are. They're just pushing the lights right through. I mean, it's real simple, easy wiring. There's just no reason to deal with this as far as I'm concerned and go this particular route. Deviate. Some other companies offer actual replacement bumpers that are going to do a great job for a lot less money. Also winch ready. Like I said, when it was announced in 2023, I wanted to buy this setup and not buy the Desert package. I had this truck on order in white, just like this. I had this exact one in 2023 on order. I walked away from the order and bought my Gladiator, but I wanted this truck and I wanted to buy that bumper setup for it to do that and put a winch on the front. No offense to it, but I also do not want a winch on the front of trucks anymore. I have the winch on the front of my Power Wagon, which is buried right over there, but you can see the top of it right there. It's my Power Wagon, and I have a winch on the front of it. And for all practical purposes, look at that beautiful Gladiator right there. But the winch on the front is to help other people. A winch on the back is how you get yourself out. Now the problem with a winch on the back on a lot of trucks is a lot of trucks do not give you a way to hook up your snatch block or your winch ring in double line, because you have nothing. You're gonna have your winch hooked up into your hitch bracket there. There is nothing else here to connect to, okay? The AEV edition gives you rear connector points, 2 on each side for a total of 3, just like Gladiator does. That's how it should be. This should be standard. Here they do not, but this is a winch ready setup for the back end, and I love that kind of a setup right there. That's the way it should be. I love this rear bumper. I like how this is done on every level. This, like I said, for $4,000, I would rather not put the front on, and I'd rather have the recovery rings put in the back and have it set up this way. So that's my thoughts on it. I'm curious what yours are. How do you feel about that? I mean, do you think that this edition is worth the $4,000 on the front of that? How are you feeling? What are you thinking? Let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching.